Let's talk about the only gun in the game better than the Mark 14, which can do this. That's the AWM, which does this. Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Today we're talking about this big donk here, the AWM, the Accuracy International Arctic Warfare Magnum, or AWM, as we all call it in the PUBG mobile arena. I originally came across a variant of this in Counter-Strike, the AWP, but that's a whole other story. This weapon is just catastrophic in terms of damage output. It is the most intimidating gun on the battlefield. And it is not just a legend or a myth, that's a thing. Its damage is just stupidly large. I'm going to clear up some numbers straight away, and then I'll talk a little bit about the weapon's place in the game, and we'll go through and have a conversation. And I want to thank those of you who've subscribed recently. I know there's a lot of people that watch the videos and aren't subscribed, and I put a call to arms out for that not so long ago, and it's lovely to see people responding. Thank you so much for hitting that like, subscribe button. The AWM's base damage is 156. Now, you might know the M24. It is the second highest damage bolt action rifle. The chest shot of an AWM being 156, you think there might be a 130 or something. The M24 is 109 base chest shot damage. 109. That means that the AWM's damage into a level 1 vest is the same as an M24's base damage into someone wearing no vest. That's right. The AWM does 109 damage to a level 1 vest, which an M24 needs you to be wearing nothing to do. That's how much damage this gun brings to the table. The fact that you can be wearing body armor, get hit in the chest, not in the head, and get knocked is scary. And it's why it's also the most intimidating gun in the game. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of this, and this is the effect it has on people. This guy up here was peppering us the whole time. I hit him. I don't knock him, and I don't get a headshot. I just get a chest shot. Now, if he's in a level 2 vest, that's 93 damage. And he did not poke again. He did not stick an eyeball out that building again, right? If you hit someone in the chest, you do 93 damage in a level 2 vest. I mean, and if you hit them in the head like this, then it's just dead. Or not. There's no way around that. Any level 3, any level 2, any level 1 helmet, it's just good night Saigon. And there's nothing more terrifying than getting hit by an AWM and just seeing your health absolutely vanish, vaporize up into the thin air. It hits break points as well. I had been in the kill feed all game with this AWM, and I hit the last guy in this game with the AWM, and we'll get to that in just a second. And this is the fatalistic intimidation factor of it. If they're wearing level 3 armor like this, that guy, now that is not the kill shot. That's for some reason I hit his hand and then a body shot. So that's 70 damage into the body. He's probably on like 1 health, okay? That's a super rare occurrence. If you hit someone twice with an AWM and they're not dead, they're very, very lucky. This guy just decided enough. He got hit with the AWM once and had to make a rotation in, and he just grenaded himself. He'd rather not have to deal with it, and was just not interested in, eating a 200 damage round through the chest. This is another great example of the value of the AWM. That's a nice headshot. His mate pokes. I don't know why his mate poked, but he really shouldn't have. And then the guy up the top who's rotating in to get the revive on these two, and this is all in real time. This is why the gun is so effective. I just hit him in the chest, and that's enough to clear him. And the reason this is so effective is break points. Let me talk you through some interesting scenarios. If you are in a gunfight like that, and it's been going for a little while, as that one had, you'll be hitting 75% heals, 75 hit point heals, okay? The AWM, unless you are in a level 3 vest, the AWM will clear anyone who has had a 75% heal. And that's so often the case in gunfights, where people will take heals to 75 and then they'll repoke. You get hit, you take a heal, you repoke. And that's a mistake against the AWM, because it will destroy your resources. Think of it this way. If you are running a level 3 vest and you get hit for 70 damage, the AWM's base damage on your chest is 156. So where does that other 86 hit points go? Well, it takes it off your vest. Your vest has 250 hit points at level 3, and 220 at level 2. So an 86 hit point chunk off a vest is a third of the vest at level 3 every shot. And that's why this is a gun that the later the game goes and the scarcer resources become, the better the weapon performs and the harsher the engagement when you're dealing with someone at range with this weapon. Let me ask you a question here and be honest about it. Answer in the comments below. Do you look at the kill feed and does anyone in your squad go, that guy's got an AWM in the kill feed? Because I know that me personally and members of my squad that I play with regularly, that's what they'll do. They'll say there's an AWM in the kill feed. Oh, there's a Japanese player with an AWM, which is like a perfect storm, like low ping, octopus for hands, has an AWM, watch out. And this is something that factors into the gunfights you take. If you're fighting good players and you hit one of them with an AWM, it changes the way they play towards you. And it changes the way they play the game. And that's something no other bolt action does. No one goes into the game and says, oh, look, someone's got a Kar98. Like, that just doesn't happen. But watch this, for instance. Look at how much damage I take. I'm at 90 damage, 90 health now, and I'm down to about 25. That's because someone hit me with a Kar9, which does 60 base damage, okay? If that had been an AWM, I would have been knocked. Even at 90 health, in a level 2 vest, I was going to get knocked. And if I had known that there was someone there with an AWM, I never would have made that rotation. And that changes the way we approach the game. Another reason that I think the AWM is fantastic is that it makes people learn how to use bolt action rifles, and it changes the meta. How many times have you come to a crate and found an AWM in the crate? The answer is like just about never. The only reason that happens is an accident, someone's gone offline, or there's been a gunfight and no one's been able to access that crate. If you've got an AWM, you hang on to it. And that's why even people that don't run bolt action rifles will pick up an AWM. This means that people start running bolties more and people will work on their sensitivity. And you should have your bolt action sensitivity dialed in. It's not like, say, an M416 and an M762 and an AKM and a UMP where you need separate sensitivity settings for every single one of those weapons because the weapon has different recoil profiles. Well, that's not the case with the Mosin Nagant, the Kar98K, the M24, and the AK and the AWM. It's a situation where they all have exactly the same settings. You don't need to customize it. You just need to have a 6x and an 8x sensitivity that works, okay? The camera sensitivity has to be sorted out. And I think this is really important. And the fact that a lot of people used to run gyro and that stopped them from running bolt actions, it's not the case anymore. There's so many different ways to set up your controls and your sensitivity settings so that it's easy. You set up one bolt action and you copy it for every one of them, and then you can have as much sensitivity on every other weapon as you want. And all you've got to do is go to the range and sort that out. And the 937 meters a second thing is absolutely fantastic. The 937 meters a second is the second highest bullet speed you're going to be able to access in the game. Obviously behind the Mini 14. How about that shot? One bloke went to the window, I shot at him, and his mate walked straight into it. Much nicer shot, this one. This is, again, the intimidation factor here is tremendous. That's a squad up there. There was 3 guys up there. And Fox and I are playing duos versus squads on NA. And they just wouldn't move. After they got 3 times they got knocked, they just hid. They absolutely would not come out. And we ended up, they had been massacring the kill feed, that squad. They had been dominating the kill feed, and one of the guys had an AWM, and he just got shut down in an AWM fight and didn't park up again. This is the AWM, the Godzilla, the Ayatollah of rock and roller. If you want to get good at the game, you need to be good with the AWM, because it is a weapon par excellence. I cannot stress enough that if you think that the meta is M416 sprays or UMP, CQC, that's fine. But if you just get one of these and make the engagement suit your way of thinking, then you will be able to dominate those guys. And the meta right now is so much about spraying that people lose peak fights all the time to bolt actions. Well, there is no better peak fighter in the whole of PUBG Mobile than this weapon right here. I want to thank those of you again who have subscribed to the channel recently and who have shared the videos and are turning up for the live streams and the custom rooms. We've been having a lot of fun and a lot of giggle, and I hope that continues. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm Bushka. Look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.